Think back as far as you can. You remember your childhood, certain faces, and old houses. But what about the moment you opened your eyes in this world? Or going back even further, where were you before your physical body was born? We generally assume our existence started the day we were born. Because we link our entire identity to our flesh and bones, every physical change feels like a threat. Aging brings anxiety, and mortality feels terrifying. But ancient philosophers saw a way out of this trap. A major figure in this search was Adi Shankaracharya, who organized a system of thought known as Advaita Vedanta. We can break his philosophy down into a 3-step daily routine. By practicing these 3 habits, you step back from your temporary physical form and begin to operate as a timeless observer. Seeking the answer to where you were before you were born is the core of self-discovery. It takes that background hum of existential dread and turns it into a structured path toward understanding your own mind. Step 1 starts with our memory. Just because you don't remember existing before birth doesn't mean you didn't. Think about a night of deep, dreamless sleep. You wake up with no memory of those middle hours, yet your existence didn't pause. A lack of memory is not a lack of presence. Now look at your physical form. This diagram maps out how a human body physically replaces almost all of its cells as it grows from childhood into adulthood. The child's body you had is gone. The teenager's body is gone. Advaita Vedanta uses a specific model to explain this concept. Look at this visualization of a dark, open ocean. When a wave rises, it holds a distinct shape for a few seconds before dissolving back into the water. The wave is the temporary physical body. The ocean is the permanent source, or Atman. This brings us to your first daily habit, the physical detachment. Once a day, ideally, while looking at your hands or in a mirror, verbally acknowledge that the body you are looking at is temporary. It is a wave currently holding a shape. When you internalize that you are the ocean and not the single wave, physical aging loses its sting. The form changes, but the observer watching from behind your eyes remains completely untouched. Step 2 moves past the physical and targets the ego. In this framework, your ego is the collection of social roles you play, your profession, your status, your gender, your relationships. It is exactly like an actor stepping onto a stage. Look at this man in an exaggerated theatrical costume. He is playing a specific, constructed persona for the audience, but underneath the makeup, he remains completely aware of his true identity. Psychological stress happens when we forget we are wearing a costume. We mistake the temporary role for our permanent reality, so any criticism or failure in that role feels like a threat to our actual survival. Your second daily habit is the actor's ego detachment. When you feel a spike of stress at work or in a social setting, mentally step backstage. Remind yourself that you are the silent witness observing the character you are playing. You still execute your tasks, you still deliver your lines, but you perform your duties without letting a bad scene destroy you from the inside out. Step 3 addresses where you actually are. We naturally assume our consciousness exists inside a specific location, housed somewhere behind our forehead. This animation shows a sleeping person. In a dream, a universe of geography and events feels real, yet that space expands entirely from within the mind. Advaita applies this to waking life. Space and time unfold within your consciousness. You are the container. Take 60 seconds right now for your third daily habit. Close your eyes. Notice the ambient sounds in the room and the thoughts crossing your mind. Watch them appear and disappear, but do not interact with them. Just be the silent container holding them. The Upanishads, the foundational texts of this philosophy, define the soul precisely this way, as the silent, unchanging observer watching the cycles of nature and thought play out. Dropping into this observer mode contextualizes your immediate problems. Against a boundless, silent awareness, daily anxieties shrink down to manageable sizes. You now have the 3 parts of this protocol: acknowledging the physical body as a temporary wave, stepping backstage to detach from the ego's theatrical roles, and practicing the dreamer's mindfulness to become the container of your experience. Practicing these habits regularly shifts how you view your own timeline. Birth and death stop looking like absolute beginnings and terrifying ends, and start appearing as simple transitions of form. Which leads to the core insight of this entire philosophy. You were never actually born into a body. You are an eternal consciousness that is simply experiencing a temporary physical form for a brief period of time. The answers to your biggest existential questions won't be found in external locations. They are found internally, by applying these 3 habits day after day. You are not a fragile entity navigating a hostile universe. You are the timeless, untouchable witness of reality itself.